The story of the book of Hebrews. The book of Hebrews was written to believers who were weary, pressured, and tempted to turn back from their faith in Jesus Christ. Many of them were Jewish Christians who knew the law of Moses, the prophets, the priesthood, and the sacrifices of the Old Covenant. The author writes with urgency and compassion, showing them that Jesus is greater than everything that came before him. From the very beginning, Hebrews declares that God, who once spoke through prophets, has now spoken fully through his Son. Jesus is not merely another messenger. He is the radiance of God's glory, the exact representation of his nature, and the one who sustains all things. Though he humbled himself to become human and suffer death, he is now exalted far above angels, seated at the right hand of God. The writer then reminds the readers that Jesus is greater than Moses. Moses was faithful as a servant in God's house, but Jesus is faithful as the Son over God's house. Just as Israel failed to enter God's rest because of unbelief in the wilderness, believers are warned not to harden their hearts but to remain faithful and obedient. Hebrews reveals Jesus as the great high priest, unlike any priest before him. He does not come from the tribe of Levi, but from the order of Melchizedek, an eternal priesthood. Unlike earthly priests who had to offer sacrifices daily, Jesus offered himself once and for all. Because he lived without sin, his sacrifice was perfect and complete, securing eternal redemption. The old system of sacrifices is shown to be a shadow of something greater. Animal blood could never truly remove sin. It only pointed forward. Jesus' blood, however, cleanses the conscience and opens the way into God's presence. The veil that once separated humanity from God has been torn, allowing believers to draw near with confidence. In one of the most powerful chapters, Hebrews honors the heroes of faith, men and women who trusted God without seeing the fulfillment of his promises. Abel, Noah, Abraham, Sarah, Moses, Rahab, and many others lived by faith, enduring suffering and hardship. Their lives testify that faith is confidence in what is hoped for and assurance of what is unseen. The book then encourages believers to persevere, comparing the Christian life to a race that must be run with endurance. Discipline, though painful, is a sign of God's love and produces righteousness. Believers are reminded that they have not come to a trembling mountain of fear like Sinai, but to Mount Zion, the heavenly city of the living God. As Hebrews comes to a close, it calls believers to practical faith. Love one another, show hospitality, honor marriage, resist greed, remember spiritual leaders, and continually offer praise to God. Jesus Christ is declared to be the same yesterday, today, and forever. The final message of Hebrews is both a warning and a promise.